Your Murphy man, to your con man, to your flim flam man. Murphy's a better term to use because the Murphy signifies that it has a more street feel to it. That's your Murphy. That's your con man. That's your man who knows how to sell it, create a need, tap into the vulnerabilities, tap into the dreams, tap into the procrastination, tap into the fears of a victim. It's called the Murphy game. Murphy man has his golden tongue. That's his weapon. He's a good talker. He's a good weaver of dreams, hopes, and fantasies. In such a way that when the Murphy gets through, you will think it's absolutely happening. It's going to happen. It's got to happen. He can't lie. He represents himself in such a way that he's completely credible to the victim. How does he do this? How does Murphy get away with it? Larceny in the victim. The victim wants something for nothing. He wants to cut corners. He wants to even the score. He wants to get a leg up in what is a horrific competition out there. He wants to get an edge. Everybody wants an edge. Everybody's got an angle at how to get an edge. You pay Tony Robbins a fortune to try to learn how to get that leverage, how to get an edge, how to establish a rapport. Nothing happens. Tony Robbins is correct. Nothing happens if you can't establish a rapport. But to establish a rapport, you need an appearance and you need a personality. You take me, for example. I'm 5'3". I'm short, fat, and dumpy. I've got a big face, as you can see. I got a big head, moon face, no neck, and a big fat belly. I'm 5'3", but my belly's 42 inch around, maybe 43 around. So I have to wear baggy clothes to fit properly. I'm fighting my trow that always slides down. I can't keep my trow up because the belly's apple. And the trow slides down the slope of that big fat belly. I'm an old man now. Arthritis sets in. The arthritic conditions, arthritic sclerosis, atherosclerosis, hardening. The bones get brittle, they get hard, they're not pliable. There's no shock absorber between the bones. That means you're moving slower. You're not athletic, you're not aesthetic in the movements anymore. There's no strength. There's no body composure. So there's no appeal. Murphy gets you on this because the Murphy gives a man in that kind of situation a phony hope. Murphy makes it sound good example. In the 60s, in the Greenwich Village in Manhattan, my buddy Jay and I, Jay's also a short, dumpy man like me. We went down to the village looking for action. This is the 60s. And all kind of, to a desperate man. Now you have to understand, everything is in the eye of the beholder. To the horny, desperate, despondent, social pariah, the man in pillory, who's never seen any parts of any woman, who's never been accepted, confirmed, or had any quality time, or even bad quality time with any woman that he hadn't been temporarily, conditionally set up for. And when he meets that woman, if he's lucky enough, she's not going to look that good, guaranteed. And in addition to that, he's going to need somebody to talk for him, to represent him, to be his personality, to be his spokesperson. Now, who in the hell's going to do that? You're going to have to pay him a lot of money and he'll Murphy you. That's how a Murphy game gets started. And that's how a victim presents himself as a victim. There's a lot of Murphy men. Of course, they vary in their skills. This is the flim-flam man. This is the art of the deal. This is the salesman who sells the sizzle. There's no stake behind it. But his victim, he creates a need. He creates a picture. This is a good example of it. We went down to the village and look around, all kind of beautiful ones. And we've never had any women. We've never been accepted or confirmed or survived in the presence of any woman socially. We're looking for action. But we have no basis to even look for that action. We have no tools. We have no mastery over the tools. And we don't have a sense of functionality, protocol, appropriateness. Murphy man artfully jumps over all those problems, all those difficulties, as if they never existed. He's the Pied Piper. And he says, guys, what is two handsome gentlemen such as yourselves walking around the village, Greenwich Village, with no women's? What's wrong with you? Look around here, boys. They're all kind of women. And I owns them all. When he says owns, he means whatever you conjure up, you the victim conjure up in your mind what own means. Now to us, desperate, horny, vulnerable, it means he's a God on earth. It's a second coming of Christ to us. So he says, boys, leave us hang out with you. We know where the women's are. We're going to set you up. Never mentions any money. And then he got you hooked. He hooked his fish. And you're asking the Murphy man, what's it going to be like? What's it going to be like? Then Murphy says, you tell me what you're looking for. You take my case, for example, as a short, small man, mocked, ridiculed, pariah. I'm looking for a tall blonde. Let's just say a tall brunette with a great body. Ow, and I love it. That's visually stimulating. That represents pure carnality. Just like a movie star. Just like Romeo. Just like the world's biggest icon, Elvis Presley. I want to walk in a room and be recognized and be honored and confirmed. Murphy knows that's in the back of our minds, the victim's minds. It's a God complex. Delusions of grandeur. Larceny, wanting to cut corners. Wanting some things from people. Miraculous things like they were gods, projecting away all our power into these bums, these roaches, these Murphy men, and Murphy women. Everybody, like W.C. Fields says, never give a sucker an even chance. There's a lot of suckers out there. So the Murphy man describes the action to us. You tell me what you want, says Murphy. I set you up. Never mentions any money until the fish is hooked well. He's got him hooked. Then Murphy starts talking money. He says, Murphy says, I got expenses. I can't be giving this away. How much is it worth it to you boys to have your dream come true? I'll make the call right now. Put the call in. And at that time, Murphy wanted $25 apiece. This was in the 60s, 65. 64, around there, 1964 I'm talking about. That's a lot of money. Think about $25 today. And the Murphy says, put that money in my pocket. Don't hand it to me. You put that money in my pocket. Then he goes over to the phone, and he says, now I want you boys to listen in, and I'm going to make the call. And we hear him talking. There's nobody on the line. It's a dead phone. But we think he's talking to the setup man. And he says, I got two fine-looking gentlemen here looking for a good time. I want your best. I want nothing but your best for these young gentlemen. He makes the deal. He comes out of the phone book. Now, boys, the deal is made. I'm going to give you an address where to go. Boys, it's going to be like the Taj Mahal. It's going to be like Hugh Hefner's mansion. And you're going to participate. And the Murphy gave us an address. And then the Murphy man said, now we got to go. And we thank you, Murphy. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much, Murphy. He's got us thanking him. And we give him our money. We go to the address. Beautiful, beautiful hotel. I look over to my boy Jay and I said, Jay, we hit the lottery. We won the lottery, Jay. We won the lottery. He goes into the hotel, knocks on the door, and said, Murphy told us, when you knock on the door, say, Joe the Gimp sent you. Where is the action? We did that. You can guess the rest. We were thrown out on our ears, bounced aggressively, and we ran. We ran, and we ran all around the village looking for the two Murphy men. It didn't even matter if we could find them. They could have beat us up. We're two fat, pukey, puny, short, dumpy chunks of protoplasm. And we gave our money. We walk all around. We come to some other guys and tells us, for $10 a piece, I'll tell you where the women are. Up on the roof. We gave them our money. No women up on the roof. We came back down again. Met another Murphy man who said, now, I know those Murphy guys who took you for $5 a piece, each of you boys. I tell you what happened. They introduced us to two other women. It wasn't $5, I should say it was $10 a piece. And they said, we'll set you up and we'll do it right. They took us into one of the bars in the village, and they had two beautiful women come up to us, and they talked to us. They were all in on the scam, you understand. These are natives of the village. They're all in on the scam. And the women told us, you boys wait here. We go to the bathroom. We're going to freshen up for you boys. And they went to the bathroom. We waited an hour. They never came out. Everybody was gone. We walks out. We meet two other Murphys. And they said for $5 a piece. I tell you what happened. The women snuck out through there's a back door in the bathroom where they can go out and disappear. There's a back door in the bathroom. They had this set up. We goes out again. Another Murphy man said, I'll fix you up. $5 a piece, cheap price for you two boys. Only for you two boys, because I feel sorry for yous. I'll give you a hotel to go to. The women's be there. We went to the hotel, knocked on the door. Gay hotel. gay hotel. We ran over to the police department in the village. And the detective said, "You two fellas, I can arrest you two boys for trying to solicit a prostitute. But I've never, ever seen anybody so gullible, so foolish as you two boys. Now I want you to get, you were hit by the Murphy man. Just count yourself lucky that his brother, the assault and robbery man, didn't get a hold of two gullible fools like you two. Now you better get the fuck out of here. Now, or I arrest you." We ran, man, we were out over $50 a piece. I'll never forget that. That's the Murphy game. You're always a victim when you're not prepared, when you want to cut corners, when you're not in shape, when you want something for nothing, when you want to beat the odds, when you want to get an edge on the competition. Everything's vicious, cutthroat competition one way or another. There's no way around it. If you can't take it, if you're embarrassable, if you're oversensitive, if you procrastinate, if you become proficient at projecting away all your power, you're finished, you're through, you're nothing. If you're not getting what you want, you're getting what you deserve. It takes preparation. It takes rehearsal. This is serious business. There's no joke, there's no comedy here. It's hell to be the man in pillory. And everybody's blaming you for everything. Everybody's mocking and ridiculing and blaming you for everything. You're always looking for a messiah. You're always looking for somebody that has the answers. The Pied Piper, the merchant of dreams, the dream maker, the bullshitter.